Hi, I'm George, the Weather Dad, to take a look at your upcoming weekend's weather. Overall, temperature-wise, not going to be too bad right here in the Midwest, but we do have some pretty interesting items to talk about here on this video. Now, as far as tomorrow is concerned, your Saturday, it's going to be fairly warm across this area, Midwest, around the central U.S. But notice this patchy yellow there in the Tennessee Valley, lower Mississippi Valley. There's going to be quite a bit of precipitation there for you. You kind of need some there in the Tennessee Valley. There's a little bit of a drought going on, and I'll show you that map here in just a second. But that's where the concentration of clouds are going to be as far as the eastern half of the country. The western half is just going to be a bit cool there for you in the Rockies. Here on Sunday, it really starts warming up again here in the central U.S., around the Midwest. You can kind of again see where the cloud and the rain is going to be hovering over the weekend. This is on your Sunday at this point in time. We're going to be watching this low here. This is on Sunday. It could develop into something tropical on Monday and Tuesday and then bring some rain for the mid-Atlantic region and portions of the Midwest, but not everyone here in the Midwest will see it. As we go on into your Wednesday, so let's jump to the middle of next week. You see a patch of some pretty yellow there right around Ohio, eastward, close towards the eastern seaboard. This is that system I was just talking about. There's going to be a lot of rain, a lot of clouds right in this area. You see that low from that standpoint. So it's going to keep temperatures a bit cool there, but very warm there. You see in the Mississippi Valley all the way from the Canadian border down to the Gulf Coast, and still fairly chilly off towards the west. Now let's jump to next Saturday, a week from tomorrow. You see a lot of heat there in the central U.S., still very cool out west. Again, you're seeing a lot of yellows here across the eastern seaboard. There's going to be a persistent system there too. You kind of see that low off the coast, and that's going to keep your temperatures down just a little bit. Now, precipitation, that's going to be the key for the next couple of days, especially for some of us. This is a drought map. This is the current drought map from the National Weather Service. You see a severe drought there in southeastern Ohio, central Ohio, and that stretches towards the Cincinnati area right here. We are pretty dry. For the most part, we're some inches below normal recorded at the Cincinnati airport, but in some areas you're probably closer to 10 inches below because of the spotty rain that we've had across the area. There in the Tennessee Valley, you see a little bit of a drought, but that's going to take care of itself, I think, over the next couple of days, as again, we saw the cloud cover, but I'll show you the precipitation here in a second. But overall, not too bad as far as the drought index is concerned. So let's talk about precipitation here on your Saturday. There in the southeast, again, as I mentioned, Tennessee, I think you're going to be getting some more rain over the next couple of days. This is on your Saturday. There's that system trying to get itself organized there off the southeastern coast. Very dry, again, across the Midwest and for the most part across most of the country. That's on your Saturday. Here on Sunday, the rain persists across the lower Mississippi Valley, across the southeast. The rest of us still pretty dry for the most part. Jumping to next Wednesday, here's that system. Remember I said there could be something developing off the Carolina coastline. It could develop into a very weak tropical storm. We'll keep an eye on that. But that moisture is going to move northward. It's going to help out portions of the southeastern Ohio area where the drought is severe, West Virginia and Virginia. I don't think it's going to make its way into the Hoosier state of Indiana, as well as a good portion of Kentucky and right here in Cincinnati. Again, we need it. I don't think we're really going to see much out of this system, but it's going to be persistent there up in the northeast. Here comes the next system moving its way across, and this is for next Saturday. That system is eventually going to work its way towards the east. This is a week from tomorrow, and you can see that precipitation there, and there's that persistent rain across the Atlantic seaboard. Now, as far as the tropics are concerned, we've got another low developing there off the eastern coast. Not sure if that's really going to develop anything. Got a couple more pretty close to home we're going to have to keep an eye on for next week. But the big picture across the tropics, pretty quiet for the most part. Again, very unusual for this time of year. We're at the peak of the hurricane season. The peak was actually September 10th, so we're kind of starting dropping down just a little bit, but not much until the end of the month. But you can kind of see, again, pretty quiet across the tropics. Except for right close to home, we could see a homegrown storm over the next 7 days, but we'll keep an eye on that for you. So that's your forecast for the upcoming weekend. I'm George, the Weather Dad.